It all started with a dream. When I was a kid, I used to look on pictures and books. I just loved looking at the pictures, and especially colored ones, and watching cartoons on TV back in the day. Only we had to go to our cousin's house to watch TV and read books. My favorite was Disney's Wonderful World of Knowledge series. And while I was flipping through the pages of those encyclopedias, I noticed that there were people on those books with their names, their stories, their lives, and their contributions to science and arts. And having Disney characters in those pictures, I was fascinated and loved Mickey Mouse since then. That's when it all started. I knew then that I wanted to be just like one of these people, and that's when I dreamed of becoming an artist. Along came someone who believed. When I was in daycare, I loved to draw and color my drawings. It was my favorite time of the day in my school. I knew I was good at it. And as I graduated, I received my first and only medal for being best in arts. I knew that my teacher and other people rooted for me for that part. And it just felt so good that someone really believed and supported that passion and my early merit. I still remember my gift that day, and I loved it. It was a box of 64 crayons. And it may seem like a very small gift, but it meant so much. It felt like I had finally stepped on a foundation, a stable ground that someone believed in me and that I deserved something out of it. And that made all the difference. It was something that some other people may find easy to forget, but about all other gifts, the art materials are all I have, and this box of crayons started everything. Then came my first failure. When I was in the sixth grade, our teacher asked our class who's good at lettering and that he may require assistance in designing the school stage for an upcoming event. Being known that I had some scribbles and doodles on my notes, my friends called out my name and elected me and another one of my classmates. The teacher made us do a sample of our works and he had to choose one of us. To make the story short, my classmate's work was better and he was chosen for the job. It made me feel inferior maybe up until now. And that thought of being rejected and being second best sank right through me. And I remember walking through the school's corridor with that heavy feeling inside, and there'd no one to talk about it, since I know that no one would comfort me after that. Though I was happy for the other guy and I knew that we were on top of the class, at least when it comes to that matter. I know that that day would have ended the other way around if only I was chosen. It was the first time that I felt that I was good but not good enough. Or maybe the teacher just showed me the worst way of getting denied of an opportunity. It taught me the lesson of not expecting too much, of humility, and that there would always be someone else better than us. And that's okay because without that thought, we wouldn't know that we still lack something. It taught me that we can still fail even though we had the whole room choosing us, and that life will always be full of competition, of being chosen, and that we'll always have to be the better version of ourselves. Then came an inspiration. When I was in high school, I still draw and doodles and stuff. I know I was good at it, but my life in high school wasn't easy, and it was without a purpose and no path to follow, and without any vision of the future I was headed. And then I've met someone who shared ideas and someone who believed and appreciated what I had to offer. So from crayons, I learned to use oil pastels, watercolor, and oil. Of course, we have pencils and charcoals along the way. And it was great to feel that someone else speaks your language, and I thought that we were in the same feeling in the right moment. I then thought that I like painting, and that fine arts may be the right course for me. And I learned to express my thoughts in paintings after that, something that I didn't know about whenever I used to draw something before. And I learned painting serial, figurative, and expressionism, and that whatever we paint isn't always its literal form, and that it can mean something else, both for the artist and the audience. So for some time, it became my getaway from the real world where you can bend the truth and no one can stop you, because after all, it's just you and the whole canvas. So my emotions hit me hard, and I started to continue to realize the cruelty and the sadness of the world. So listening to music, painting, and drawing became my escape from the rough high school life and the growing responsibility of being an adolescent and managing conflicts with the people around me. And when I was in college during one of the movie watching, I was inspired by this verse in the movie Dead Poet Society, that you are here, that life exists, and identity, and that the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. So, what will your verse be? And that's by NH Kleinbaum. So, it's spoken me in a way that I need to make a purpose of this life, that everyone of us can make a difference with our passion, skills, or talent, just as long as we love what we want or love what we do, and that we contribute something to this world, just like how Leonardo, Michelangelo, and other scientists or artists made a big part in being an inspirations or are inspirations today. And then came the real world. So, contrary to what I manifested in my earlier years, I took up information technology in college due to the fact that I knew that my family could not afford me studying fine arts somewhere else. Eventually, I worked as a customer service representative, and being stressed sometimes, I made it to the point to release all of that stress through arts. And it helped me a lot to find peace again, since I find it therapeutic every time I just draw or paint something right out of my head. Whenever I finish a painting or an artwork, I just stare at it and just feel amazed and proud of myself that I can do something beautiful, that I express myself and turn my painting into a masterpiece. As an artist, I believe that we are able to bend reality that other people may think of as unbendable and to make beauty out of it. Though I didn't find any way of selling my artworks, I felt like I wasn't ready and I didn't have the confidence to sell them. I didn't have any connections and I didn't find the courage to walk in a gallery to display my arts for consignments. Then came the bad people. At some point, we'll have to be ready to accept criticisms and the ugly truth that there'd be people who wouldn't understand and appreciate and say something good about you and your art. The worst are the ones who said that you won't amount to anything at all. You know, words that are uncalled for. And it made me think that maybe they're right. That first failure when I was younger is not the end. And there would be a lot of failures. And there'd be a lot more room full of artists to be considered. And who are we to judge who's better? At least we feel good for ourselves and that we created something beautiful today and that tomorrow we'll maybe we'll create another one again and maybe something better. Then came your chance. So I bought polychromos, Prisma, and Moleskin. I think they're the most expensive art materials that I bought for myself. And I thought that maybe if I had these expensive brands, then maybe I can make better arts and that I'd be as good as my inspirational artist. And I bought myself a Wacom, and for some time I got the chance to enjoy creating digital arts on my computer. And with the use of modern day applications and social media, I've had commissions from clients, local and abroad. Though they were not that often and few clients come back, I finally got a way to, get paid for my creations. And then finally, I got myself an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil, the most expensive I've ever purchased. and I installed Procreate, Nomad Sculpt, Calpeg, and Mental Canvas, along with the other apps. I was actually overwhelmed by the apps, and I'm still learning most of them. I may say I did well, but still something is missing, and I feel like lacking something. I thought that I didn't have the time to do artworks, though I already have an iPad, which in sense should be more convenient since I don't have to be messy like working in an art studio. Then there's this avalanche of questions at the back of my head. If, asking if you're really good enough, or are you really good, or are you really that creative or artistic, and why are you not being famous yet, and why are you not receiving much commissions? And I felt that I lacked hard work and practice, and I admit it. And I thought that no matter how expensive your art materials are, and if you don't have the patience and the effort to finish an artwork, then I won't get any better or farther. Aside from that, mental block happens, and that sometimes you feel too lazy to finish an artwork, and most of them just stay in my gallery and sketchbook for ages until that spirit floats back into your body again for you to create a new one or continue what you haven't finished yet. And it just comes and goes, and I just wish that when that spirit comes back, it could just stay. And I just hope that eventually, I'll become a great and considered artist. The frustrated artist. Knowing that I'm an artist by passion and not by profession, I just find it frustrating that I didn't take up fine arts in college, that I wasn't able to study fine arts, and that it would have made me well trained, perhaps successful by now. But I just can't do anything about it now. Might as well use all the materials and resources I have now to learn more about it. Just keep drawing, create more, do more. Carpe diem.